Hey guys, Jibber here, and welcome back to Minecraft. As you can see, I did something off camera. It wasn't supposed to be off camera. Apparently, after the Mario and Luigi recording, I forgot, silly me, to turn on recording for just the desktop, or just, screen recording. So I recorded a whole 30-minute video with no video. I'm just, you know what? I'll try to remember all the things I talked about and talk about them again. Let me go up because I left some stuff. You guys get to miss the preparation I had. You guys get to miss me being scatterbrained even with like organized storage now. But you're not gonna miss out on the fun conversation or the fun things I talked about beforehand. So, lucky you. It's not that much. It's basic stuff, really. Like, I I guess I'll just get into it. So I've been, I mean, you probably expected this, but I've still been playing Xenoblade X. I'm getting close to finishing it. I finished chapter 10. I'm heading into chapter 11 of the game, but like I have been doing before, I wanted to get all of the affinity missions and stuff out of the way first. And in doing that, I've been also doing side missions to level up, which apparently is the best thing to do in the Xenoblade series, because that's kind of how the entire series works. So, neato. I've been doing that. I am honestly shocked by how much. I mean, I can't speak to the other Xenoblade games because I haven't really played the side quests there. As you guys should know if you watch those videos on the channel, I just kind of blitzed through the series towards the beginning of 2024. So, I didn't really spend any time on side quests or anything like that. Maybe like one or two. But not really much other than that. But man, Xenoblade X is not strong in the story department, but holy shit does it have a ton of like depth to the missions. I mean, I wasn't expecting full-on quest lines that continue. Like continue going on. That was not on my bingo card for Xenoblade X. And I guess it should have been because that's exactly what I've been getting. Is those kinds of quest lines that just continue going on. So, that's cool. Alright, that should be enough torches. But yeah, wow, that's high up. Okay. This might just be like a normal dirt and gravel patch, so I'm just gonna kind of mine in the normal shape for trail ruins. Okay, here's my first little branch. No. Oh, one thing I did talk about. This is great sound design because it really makes you pissed at yourself for breaking it. Because it sounds like an ancient artifact getting destroyed. It just has that kind of vibe to the noise, So, you know what? I'll take a free hanging sign. That's pretty valuable. That can just break, because I think that was just glass panes. But, it's good sound design, I think. Really makes you feel the impact of what you've just... Like, it really makes you feel how bad you just fucked up. Anyways, back to the topic I was just talking about. Yeah, I've really been enjoying Xenoblade X. just all of the side quests have been nice. The affinity missions, all the playable characters are nice. I didn't really get into this thing as much, but if you haven't played the game before, I'd skip this part to avoid spoilers. I don't know when. You know what? I'll spin around like this. Or I guess I'll stare up like this when the spoilers are whatever. So in Xenoblade X, you get these mechs that you get to pilot around called skells, and that's a lot of fun, you know? That's just like a really cool thing to have. I I love piloting skells, especially after I flew them. I ended up exploring every piece of the map, or I ended up unlocking every little bit of the map right after I unlocked flight, because what else would you expect me to do, honestly? Do you guys even know me? You should, you're watching my video. I'm joking. If you're new here and watching my channel for the first time, welcome. My videos are just this, me rambling about things I like while playing Minecraft. I mean, not just this. I guess I have Skyblock as well, which, you know, that's been nice. My first time playthrough of Skyblock, never played it before. But, man, the Chapter 10 boss fight is crazy good. Actually, you know what? I'll take a dead bush. Why not? That's also something I don't get very often. Xenoblade X has some incredible music. But, you know, I was kind of expecting that, considering it's the Xenoblade series, that one of, like, the big things that keeps me coming back to the Xenoblade series is how good the music is, so... You know, it's to be expected that Xenoblade X was gonna have good music. It's just incredible that it's just nice to know that it was actually good music and that Xenoblade X wasn't an outlier in that regard as well. And even the story, I understand that there's, like, not as much, like, actual story content, like, main story content to latch onto in Xenoblade X, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, it was... Like, at the time, I think when it came out, that disappointed people. Man, I need to pay attention. Because, you know, the Xenoblade series, up to that point, was one other game with an incredible story. Okay, I was right when I... You guys didn't hear me talk about this earlier, but I found this area, and I was pretty sure I had just mined through, like, a naturally generating gravel patch or something, and I guess I was right about that. Because this does seem like a completely different area. But yeah, Xenoblade X has been fantastic. I'm probably going to finish it somewhat soon. Maybe not before the next episode of this, but definitely, like, before the... I'd say before, like, mid-May is around when I'll probably finish Xenoblade X. Wait. Okay, yeah, no, nothing. I should probably sleep. if I'm hearing skeletons. Yep. Oh, I didn't start the stopwatch, damn it. You know what? I have time to do a whole 30 minutes after this, and I kind of want to finish this trial chamber and get back, at least. Trial chamber? Trail ruin. Speaking of the trail ruin, I understand that this structure probably isn't high up on lists for most people, but I really like it. I mean, it's... I think you guys could probably have guessed that, since I'm going out of my way to make a whole episode where I'm just doing this trail ruin. It was originally going to be like 2 episodes, but now it's just this one. Because, again, technical difficulties happened. But it's not just that. Even it's really the fact that I already was looking forward to archaeology coming out, and I wasn't really expecting them to. Like, I thought, yeah, it'll be cool if they make gold structure, but like I'm not really expecting them to do that. And then they did that, and it's really cool. And I don't know. It's just nice to have a whole structure dedicated to this feature. And they nailed the feeling of it too. Like, it really feels like an ancient ruin that's been forgotten to time. Like, even the build style is very different from everything else in Minecraft. That's one of the things that I also like that they did with the trial chamber. And I hope they continue to do. Like, I understand keeping some structures, like, similar to other structures, but when I finally started thinking about it, the ancient city, while its build design looks cool, its visual design is a little less so. Because, you know, it's very much in the same vein as other underground structures, where it's just like the block of choice. And I guess that also kind of applies to the trial chamber. But the trial chamber also has copper breaking it up. You know what? I don't really know what I'm on about. I like that the trail ruin looks different from other underground structures. It looks a lot more ancient. It feels like if we had arrived centuries earlier, it would be an above ground structure, and I like that. I also just appreciate when blocks, like newer blocks, get used in builds for structures, like the mud bricks. It's nice that those are getting a use in an actual structure, or getting usages in an actual structure build. Just, you know, bricks in general, I feel like are very underutilized. They're in like a couple of villages, I think. Terracotta, glazed terracotta especially, is only in desert villages other than this, as far as I remember. I think there's some in a few of the ocean ruins, which is also nice. I just like the amount of color and variety you can find here. It does also harken back to, like, you know, things I've seen in like my history classes and stuff of really ancient villages and stuff, where it's just like a lot of like mud packed in, a lot of clay, and they paint the clay to make it look nice and colorful. It's really cool. I just like it. And also, I enjoy archaeology in Minecraft. So, you know, it's just nice that it got its own structure. I don't really know what else to say. Okay, is this something good? Nope, it's a candle. Oh, man! You can't... Sometimes you can't even control whether or not they break. it sucks knowing one of the ones that has broken could have been something that you were looking for, but you know, it happens all the time. There's another one below it? Why? Ah. Okay, that's the main thing I kind of wanted from here was the disc. So that's cool. Hey, relic. I do appreciate. So I'd like to talk about briefly, or I would like to talk briefly about uh, differences in rarity in Minecraft items. Specifically, I saw a post somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, proposing that there could be a crafting recipe to not actually craft pottery sherds, but like duplicate them, similar to what you can do with trims. And I do like that idea. I think that is something that I would personally, at least, enjoy seeing added to the game. Sure, it would take away from the rarity of um, the pottery sherds, like how hard it is to find them, but I personally don't think pottery sherds being like an aesthetic building thing should be as hard to get as they are. Just having to go around, find different archaeology sites to get a ton of them, just so that you can display multiple different types of sherds in your build. I think that's a bit of an issue, personally. It's just a personal thing. It's not like a seriously huge gripe I have with trail ruins and archaeology as a whole. I just think it would be nice to be able to duplicate them, uh, as opposed to things like god apples, which I appreciate not having a crafting recipe anymore. I mean, sure, they're not as rare as they used to be. Damn it. But it is nice still having that as, like, it's just kind of an easy thing for Mojang to put into structures to be like, yeah, this is, you can get this from here, which automatically increases the value of said structure. I mean, sure, you can also see it as it decreasing the value of the god apple because you can find it in more different places. But that's just, you know, that's kind of a pessimistic way to look at it, honestly. And this is a really boring trailer. I am not getting many interesting side structures. I mean, I really got what I came for anyway, so I'm not gonna complain, but I mean, have I gotten all of the different, I don't know. Okay, I already got that one. I hadn't gotten that one yet, though. So I think I've gotten 3 of the 4 armor trims so far. Which means I'm only missing 1 trim from here. There we go. That's just a brick. Oh, also, in my opinion, it's kind of evil that they made, the breaking of suspicious gravel a little faster. You know, just makes it a lot easier to screw up and break what could potentially be an armor trim or something valuable like that. I was about to mention something, but then I had a thought. I guess, I don't know how many people will see this part of the video, But do you guys think I should do snapshot videos? I mean, I wouldn't mind doing them. I usually, like, check out the news for the snapshot earlier. And I definitely won't be able to keep up with everything that's added. But I think a video once in a while trying out a new snapshot that adds something nice into the game would be cool. It's not going to be like other YouTubers who add the snapshot stuff to their worlds early. I just think it would be cool to show off my thoughts on a snapshot. Like if there's a significant enough change. I mean, it's honestly crazy how much changes throughout the development cycle of some of these updates. Like, I remember Trail Ruins, if I remember correctly, I might be misremembering this, but if I remember correctly, Trail Ruins initially spawned with both Suspicious Sand and Suspicious Gravel. Or Suspicious Gravel and Suspicious Sand. And now they only spawn with Suspicious Gravel, which I don't mind. I think the biggest thing for it is that it doesn't clutter up your inventory as much. I mean, it's still a lot of dirt and gravel, but that's less of a problem than a lot of dirt and gravel and sand, you know? Okay. Oh, this is one of the smeltery areas. I have seen a lot of the different rooms because I want to. Jay and I were checking out the individual rooms because we wanted to see what we could adapt into our into one of our builds for Concordia. Not going to spoil too much. But this was one we did look at, and I do like this one a lot. It's... I like all of these, really. You can... It's very easy to tell some of their functions. Like, this one's very obviously... Like, there's a leather working... Probably... There's a leather working area down here. Probably... Please, I really want this to come to Java Edition as well for dyeing leather armor. It's just really cool that it's a little more hands-on in Bedrock. And I like that. Because in Java, it's just crafting. Which, I know that's like a big part of the game. But also, it's just cool to have different methods of crafting, so to speak. You know? Okay, I'm putting this down to 25%. That music is loud. I don't need that. Anyways, back to the topic of rarity. I think... I do like that music discs are one of those items that you can't duplicate. I mean, it makes it very tough if you're, like, trying to make a disc shop in a server or something, because there are some discs like Relic that are really tough to get, and you probably won't ever be able to keep in stock. But at the same time, for the most part, discs are kind of a novelty item. So, you know, the kind of thing that you'd want to be rare in a game like Minecraft. I don't even know if I'm close to the end of this yet. I might be, but at the same time I could have like a lot more to go. I mean, I'm only 15 minutes into the video, so it's not that bad, but still. Alright, I'll take another dead bush. Since it's a little hard to get those sometimes. So sure, why not? Oh wait, this is the end of it, isn't it? Yeah, this is it. Unless it keeps going down this way, but no, that's just a gravel patch. Okay. Huh. Well, I guess I'm done here. I don't think I ended up getting all of the trims, so I'll have to come back eventually. I mean, do I have the most important one, which is, I think, Wayfinder? I think that was the one that is involved in an advancement. Wayfinder. Was it Wayfinder though? Let me double check. Might have been Shaper. No, it was Wayfinder. Okay. Oh, it despawned. Okay. Well, in that case. Well, first, before I go, I'm gonna get a couple more screenshots other than the first one I had, because I kind of want to do another thumbnail test on this one. I don't know. Let me double check that one. There we go. I could just... There we go. It's a waste. I wasted one of my rockets, but I think I'll get home just fine. I need to get rid of that dirt. That's not really what I want in the screenshot. Whatever, I'll keep that one there, I guess. Better than nothing. Alright. Well, I don't remember exactly my coordinates, but I remember my home being around this way. So I'll just kind of glide in this direction for a little bit. I'm glad I did do that. We're definitely going to be going to an ancient city at some point in the future, but I don't know. I have to figure out something to do in the meantime. I think it was at like negative, or it was at positive 200, negative 70 something, if I remember correctly. So far, so good. Okay, I'm flying over the swamp right now. I'm really looking forward to the next update. Honestly, the drop system is probably... I know some people don't like it. I say this about a lot of things in Minecraft, but I really do. I just love, you know... I think for me, it's about... Sure, it's not as much content, but I like the lack of a wait between updates. Because I feel like 3 months is kind of that sweet spot for these smaller updates that they've been making. And it also gives them time to focus on important things like you know, patching bugs and stuff as well. Like old bugs in the game's code. Alright, let me put away some of the stuff I've grabbed. Alright. Alright. Oh wait, I had the lodestone compass in my inventory. Didn't even need to just approximate the coordinates. Oh well. I got back either way. Oh yeah, one thing I will be doing. So, now that I've finished Aina, I don't exactly know what my filler content for Wednesdays will be. But I have a few ideas, other than just the April Fool's updates. And I'll figure it out when I really have to, because I don't really feel the pressure to figure it out right this second. Oh hey, I can finally put in another music disc. Crafting table. I'll just put the smoker right here, and there we go. Oak. I'll put this, I guess, after doors, before boats. Foliage. Let's go with those. Oh, whoops. I don't feel like going through that right now. I'll just empty out my bundle and call it an episode. This would go in decor, probably I'd put that before lighting stuff. More pottery sherds. Clay I'd put in here. Oh right, and the flint as well. And then I'll put this away, and then I'm gonna call it. Alright, well, that is about it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!